Okay, so 这个 video 我们要讲关于到的是 reciprocal of a trigonometry. Okay, so trigonometry 本身我们有的是 sine, cos 和 tangent. Okay, with theta or x is up to you. But we are gonna analyze according to 我们的 reciprocal, which they all have their own name. Reciprocal of a sine is called cosec. Reciprocal of cos is sec, and reciprocal of a tangent is cot. Alright, so how am I supposed to remember the names? 其实很简单的，它的每一个 trigonometry 的 first letter it's equals to 我们的 third letter. That's the way that I can remember it. Okay, or recognize it. 所以也就是说不需要去讲呢，就是不需要去背下来，你 learn to recognize 它就可以了。Alright, so there are more trigonometry identity. So using 我们的 general 的我们懂的 sine square plus cos square equals to 1. So this results into this is the like trigonometry identity 我们懂的。But 如果我去try to divide everything by sine square, then it will become sine square divided by sine square. That's 1. Makes sense. Cos square divided by sine square. That is the same as the reciprocal of a tangent, which is a cot. So hence 我们这里 is a cot square. And same again, this one divided by 1, that results into 1 over sine square. So hence the answer is cosec. So that's one identity. The other one, which is divide by cos square. So in case 如果他没有给你 formula 或者是你找不到 formula 的 learn to divide by sine square or even cos square. Okay, so if it's cos square, it will go according to this answer. So these are the identities. In terms of graphing, how are they looking like? So 我们左边看到的是 sin theta 的 graph. Now, I want you to identify. So cos sin theta 的我们的 interesting points 是在哪里？These few places. Okay. Now, I want you to compare between these two images. Okay? Or in fact, I'm going to help you out a bit. 这里和这里. Now, if I were to imagine when I'm doing a reciprocal of a trigonometry, I'm going to reciprocal of each of the places. For example, 如果我们的 y is equals to 0, that means because our y is equals to sine, right? So what that means is that y equals to 0, 也就讲着 1 over y is equals to 1 over sine theta. If y equals to 0, that results into 1 over 0, which is undefined. And that is the reason why we have an asymptote over here. Again, 如果我讲的是90 degree, so that's when our y equals to 1. Okay? So that means 1 over 1, that results into 1. Okay, that's fair. Same goes to 180, the 360, they are both the same. Okay, 就是它们是 asymptotes. Okay, so here's an asymptote. Here is another asymptote. Same goes to 270. 这里应该是一个 1 over negative 1. So that results into a negative 1. That's where they align. But how am I supposed to draw the graph of cosec? How am I supposed to understand it? Now, 我们来想一想 what happens 如果我们的 denominator value it's bigger than 2? So it will become bigger than 1, sorry. So for example 2, it will become smaller. So What if I try 1 divided by 0.01? It will become 100. So, what have we concluded? 1 over a, when a is smaller than 0, okay, when it's smaller than 0, 1 over a is gonna be bigger than 1. And if it's the other way around, it would be smaller than 1. Okay. It should be a is, this one should be 0, a 1. Excuse me. 然后这一个应该是 bigger than 1. So, let's have a look. 我们这里的 value of sine, it's always between 0 and 1 if I'm looking at this part only. Okay, it's always 0 and 1. So what that results into, 也就是讲着，如果我做 reciprocal, it must be beyond that. The smaller the decimal, or the value of the decimal, the higher the reciprocal it will be. So that results into this shape. Same goes to here, it's just in opposite direction. Alright. Same goes to 我们的 sec, 因为 sec 其实是我们的那个 shift 90 degree from 的那个 cos, 我们的 sin. Okay? So, 看到吗？我们原本应该是180和我们的360的。But it has shifted 90, so the reciprocal is now at 90's 270. The same property between sine theta and cos theta, given that there's no dilation, okay, is that 它们的 reciprocal 之间一定是180 degree or pi over 2 radian. Okay, so similarly, 在我们的 tangent 的这个 reciprocal 里面 okay, now let's do a reverse thinking. Okay, 我们已经知道了1 over 0会等于我们的 asymptote, 对不对？ So that results into that 如果我们的 tangent 这里 it forms an asymptote, that means cot 一定会等于0。Okay, so the remaining part, obviously, 如果它是有 0, 这是 y 等于 tangent 的时候，它是等于 0, 那 it will form a reciprocal like this ones. So similarly, 在我们的 cot 这里 without dilation, that's also a 180 for an asymptote. Okay, it's just that 我们这里是 reflected, okay, for the results. Alright. So, let's have a look. Find the exact value of the following. So we've got cosec 240 at first. So, 也就是讲这一个 is equals to, 因为这个是 third letter 嘛, so that results into sine 240. Right. So if you type in your calculator, feel free to do so. Okay? 因为你其实两个 paper 都可以用 calculator 的。Okay? So that's the same as square root of 3 over 2 negative. Again, you cannot just be like, oh, can I find like cosec in the calculator? No, you cannot. 因为没有这个 function. From what I can recall. Okay? Now with C, okay, sec. So that means it's equals to 1 over cos 135. So that results into, type in your calculator, negative square root of 2 over 2. Oh, sorry, whatever I've said, it should be 1 over and 1 over. 我想到的是它的 sine 是等于 sorry this part is the same as this, and this part is the same as this. So 真正的 answer 应该是 2 over square root of 3, and this one should be 2 over square root of 2 negative. But in a way, if you want, okay, 你可以把它们 rationalize, so that results into I multiply a square root of 3 here, I multiply a square root of 3 here, so that makes it as negative 2 square root of 3 over 3. And this one, it would be negative 2 square root of 2 over 2, which is the same as negative square root of 2. Okay. Again, this one is cot, so that means tangent 150. Okay. Now, so that results into 我们的 1 over square root of 3, but negative. So that means square root of 3, the negative. Okay. Right. So we have to solve the following trigonometry, okay, using our identities. So obviously, in order to solve anything, we have to make sure everything is in one variable or consistent in one variable. But this case, it doesn't, 因为这个有 sec. However, we can change it so that it becomes tangent square x plus 1 minus tangent x minus 3 equals to 0. It's the same as tangent square x minus tangent x minus 2 equals to 0. If you want, you can say let u equals to tangent x. So that results into u square minus u minus 2 equals to 0, which is the same as u minus 2, u plus 1 equals to 0. So we've got u equals to 2 or u equals to a negative 1. Hence, tangent x is equals to 2 or when tangent x equals to a negative 1. If I were to draw a tangent graph, obviously this is not a good one. Like that. There's a reciprocal. And keeps going on. Now, I would like to limit myself to 0 and 360. Okay, so that means 我们只是看这一个部分。When x is equals to 2, tangent x equals to 2, 也就是讲这在这一个地方。There are how many answers? 2 answers. If it's negative 1, somewhere around here, how many answers do we have? 2 answers. So total, we have 4. Okay. So that means 如果我按 calculator, sorry, 你按 calculator 的话 x is equals to inverse of, or we call it arctan, 2, you can see that is 63.4 degree, because the question is asking regarding of degree. But as again, 这里是讲着我们的这一个部分。So that means 我们这一边 it will be plus 180. So that results into 243.40. Now, if it's x equals to arctan of the negative 1, the first result you might get is negative 45. But that's not within the range. Okay? So 也就是讲着你这个 negative 45 you have to reject. But you have to use it to find others. Okay? So that results into 我们的 135, 315 degree. So hence, these are all of the answers. last question, but using radian. So solve the following equation. Again, it's not consistent, but we definitely have a format or somewhere to tackle. Cot 我可以用我这一个 identity 来去 solve. Obviously, not really obviously, but like some student might think, I can just say that cosec theta is equals to 1 minus cot square theta. 如果你用这个 approach 的话，然后你 replace 这一个部分 you will get confusing. It will get confusing. Reason being is because you will have square root in your equation. So things are getting more complex. And it's not necessary to be like that. Okay? What we can do is replace the cot as cosec square theta minus 1. So that results into 我们的 5 of cosec square theta minus 1 minus 2 cosec x plus 2 equals to 0. So that results into 5 cosec square theta minus 5 minus 2 cosec x plus 2 equals to 0. And hence cosec square theta minus 2 cosec x minus 3 equals to 0. Okay. So that means 我们这里well, you can solve cosec straight away, which I don't think that 15. Yeah, that is possible. That is possible. But okay, if you want, you can also have that. But the approach I might go for is that I rewrite into 5 over sine square theta minus 2 sine theta minus 3 equals to 0. 那我在这里我全部 multiply sine square theta, including this part. So I times everything by sine square theta. So that results into 我们的that results into 我们的 negative 3 negative 2 this is square, negative 2 sine plus our 5 equals to 0. If you want, you can also change the sign. This is positive and this is positive. So that results into 我们 this part of the equation. Okay, so you can see that sine x, this should be plus. Yep, it should be plus. So sine x is equals to negative 5 over 3, or sine x equals to 1. Now, 如果我是照这 cosec 的方式 you should get, let's see, you should get 5 cosec theta oh, what am I doing? Sorry, I just realized 我的那个 it shouldn't be theta, it should be x. It should be x, x, x. Make sure you also keep consistent of the variable, 因为确实这样子会扣分。This is 1 not L. So if it's cosec, you should get plus 3 cosec x minus 1. Yep. So this part 我们会得到的是 cosec x equals to negative 3 over 5, or cosec x equals to 1, which is the same, 因为 as this part. OK， 因为你看啊，我把它 convert。Okay, it will still end up like that. So hence, our final solution would be according to this one also. Okay, so it's just different approach. Now, I'm going to reject this one. Oops, I'm going to reject this one. Reason being is because in our sine graph, the maximum or minimum y we have is 1 and -1. And this one is below -1. So we have to reject. Now, since it's asking for 0 to 2 pi, 也就是我们现在的 1 to 2 pi, how many of the sine x equals to 1 exists? It's only 1. Okay, I'm going to use a different color one. So this only has one answer, which is when x equals to, since it's radian, pi over 2. Done. I think, wait, I just remember, I think I might have done a little mistake somewhere. Yep, it should be pi. Oopsie, I was like thinking, yep, there we go. The C means radian. Okay, so again, this is also a radian, but if you want, you can also write as RAD. Alright, that'll be it for the reciprocal of trigonometry.